gentlemen. It looks like I've got Ethan. I'm not sure who Drew Cool is. Yeah, there's this moderator called Nightbot. There we go. There's this moderator called Nightbot, and it's like, it freaks out all the time. Oh, where did my screen mirroring go? One sec. Ah, there we go. Well, I hope you're all doing well, and I'm glad to see so many of you have tuned in. Don't feel like you have to participate in the chat, but if you want to, like, give me a thumbs up so I know that you're there, that's cool. Yeah, I guess you can't say LMAO. I don't know. Whatever. So today we are going to be doing solving systems by elimination. So far you've done systems by graphing, you've done systems by substitution, and today we're going to learn my personal favorite method, which is elimination. So if you have your loose leaf sheet of paper or your notebook handy, this is the title that I would like you to have on that. So I'll give you a moment to do so. Oops, and I just gotta pull it up. Okay, for me. So, and if I'm going too fast, you have a question, like just write it in the chat really quick and help you out. So, elimination is just like you would think it would be. It's taking a variable and physically eliminating it, getting rid of it. Since this is the one where you subtract the other equation or add. Yes, it is like we're combining them. Very good. Is this Nick? I think it's Nick. I saw Nick already did the homework for this lesson in Delta Math. Oh, by the way, your homework is in Delta Math tonight. And it will be due on Friday, and Friday is when your next lesson is going to be. You might need graph paper for that one. I'm not sure how we're going to work that out. Stay tuned. All right, so let's just jump right into an example. Oh, it's Andrew. Hey, Andrew. So great. Glad to see that you joined us. All right. So number one, we're going to have two systems, and it's very important that you keep your work like nice and organized. So let's say we have negative 2x plus 14y equals 14. And directly below that, so not next to it, but directly below that, we have negative 6x plus 7y equals negative 28. It's lagging bad? Does that mean like my voice is lagged or just like I'm delayed? That's what I thought. I don't know. We'll see. If it's really bad, I can always restart the stream, but I'm not sure. I'll ask my husband to see if he can check. Is my stream lagging? Okay, we'll see what he says. So right now, if you're looking at these two equations, we want to pick either x or y to be eliminated. One will be easier to eliminate than the other. Oh, thank you, Josh. Or Mr. Sadler, whatever. So we just got to pick which one we want to get rid of. Now, if I want to eliminate a variable, so like positive 5 and a negative 5, that would cancel each other out to get a 0. So which means I need to have the same number but different signs. The audio's cutting out. How about that? Is that better? It goes mute sometimes. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Josh, can you hear it? Yeah, you're just too far. I mean, the mic's right here. I don't know how much closer to get to it. How about that? Give me like Oh, I back off when I'm explaining. Okay, I'll try not to move my face. So we need to pick one of these to eliminate, which means they need to cancel out and become a 0. Personally, I'm just going to eliminate the x because why not? So if I have a negative 2 and a negative 6, I need one of those to be, maybe you're not, you're mute now. I'm mute now. What's happening? Okay. I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, how am I mute? The thing is moving.
No, it's playing, but there must be a loose connection. So check the wire that's connected to the mic, and make sure the USB, follow that wire that's connected to the mic, and make sure it's plugged into the computer securely. The cord could have been bumped.
It's in there pretty securely.
Okay. Once again, because it cut out a few times.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, bye.
Bye. Sorry, guys, for all the technical difficulties. All right. So I'm going to pick x to eliminate. -6. So I'm going to leave the bottom equation the same. Multiply my equation, my top one, by -3 so I can get that +6. And when I do that, that -3 is going to be distributed to every single number, both sides of the equation. And I'm just going to rewrite it off to the side. And if you want to multiply that through, let's see how you do. Okay. All right, so now we see that I have updated my top equation, but the bottom one, Andrew said before, now we're going to combine them together. So our x's eliminate, and I'm going to combine the other ones. So I have -42 plus 7 gives us -35y. Then I have -42 minus 28 to get -70. And now this is a little bit nicer to solve. Do the opposite operation. So I'm going to divide each side by -35. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we get +2 for y. But now I need to find x. So I'm going to go back and look at the original equation, and I'm going to substitute in. So it doesn't matter which original that you pick. Usually I pick the one with the smaller numbers, but these two are kind of equivalent. So I'm just going to pick the top one because why not? So I'm going to rewrite it, and then and now it's just simplifying and solving a normal equation with So how do we start to get x alone? I'm going to make sure you're carrying the signs down with it. 14 minus 28 is -14. And then we're going to divide by -2. So we get x equals +7. So for me, because technically these are both two linear equations, how I want you to write your final answer is in our x comma y format. So my x value is 7 and my y value is 2. We can box that in. Any questions? Okay. So let's try another one. Let's do top equation is going to be negative 4x plus 8y equals negative 12. In the bottom looks like 6x minus 16y equals 14. You may already know how to do this in 8th grade. This was a topic. We're just kind of bumping up the numbers a little bit in Algebra 1. So a lot of you may recall this from 8th grade. All right, so again, I need to pick a variable. Yeah, this little cord unplugged for a moment. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, the little light went off, so this cord is very touchy. We're going to have to figure that out. All right. So as I said, the x's are not as easy to eliminate, so I'm going to choose the y's because, thanks for the cheers. That sounds so fun. So for the y's, all I have to do is multiply 8 by 2, and I get to 16, and their signs are already opposite, so that's super convenient. So I'm going to leave the bottom equation alone, and I'm going to multiply the top one just by 2. Brizzle the Rage, can you hear me okay? Okay. And just like before, you have to distribute it to every single term on both sides of that equation. Otherwise, you'll get a weird answer and your heart will be sad. Thumbs left. All right. So, I'm zoomed in quite a bit. Okay. So, I'm going to rewrite it off to the side. Oh, I guess I made this too big. Let me shrink this for a second. Nope. Okay. There we go. I'm still getting used to this whole iPad situation. So we're going to get negative 8x plus 16y equals negative 24. I'm going to scooch that in there. And then the other equation, I didn't change it, so we're just going to copy it exactly like it is. And just like before, now we're going to combine them together. So with my x's, I have negative 8x plus 6x. That's going to give me negative 2x. My y's are going to cancel out. And now I have negative 24 and a positive 14. That's going to be a negative 10. And now we can get x alone quite easily. We can just divide by negative 2. So we get x equals a positive 5 because we have those same signs. And now that I have x, I'm going to substitute into one of my originals to find y. And again, it doesn't matter which one you pick. I'm just going to pick the top one again because why not? So I'm going to rewrite the original. And now I'm going to substitute in. And then we're going to simplify. And then we have to solve to get our y alone. How long is this lesson going to be? No, I'm going to just do one more example and then we'll be done for today. So let's add 20 to each side. We get 8y equals positive 8. And when we divide by 8, we get y equals 1. And just like the last problem, I want you to write it in that x comma y format, so we get 5 comma 1 as your answer. Okay, I'm just going to do one more example with you guys, and then we'll call it a day. Any questions so far? We doing okay? All right. Last example. So we have negative x minus 2y equals negative 4. And then below it is going to be negative 4x minus y equals 19. So again, it's important to write these above and below one another. Yeah, Nightbot, we're trying to figure out Nightbot. Not muted again. Josh, we are going to have to like staple this cord down. All right. So I can show you the last one again really quick. Let me zoom back up. So let me explain the process. So you have to get it so one of your variables is positive and one is negative of that same number. So for that one, I chose y. Then we combined them together. And that means we're just left with one variable. And then when you solve, you can get that one variable alone. And then we substitute back into one of the original equations. Again, it does not matter which original equation that you pick. So if I would have plugged it into the bottom one, I still would have gotten y to equal 1. Okay, one more example, and then we're going to call it a day. So this example is interesting because it just says negative x. So for this one, you've got to remember, and it also says negative y. So for this one, you got to remember, what is the coefficient when there's no number written? It's a 1. So if you want to insert a little 1 there, feel free to do so, but it is not necessary. Pick a different color. All right, so I'll let the chat decide. Would you like me to eliminate x or y? I have 0 preference. Yeah, again, Ethan, we're working on it. We're still getting new to this whole streaming thing. All right, the chat votes x. I'm going with x. So I have a negative 1x and I have a negative 4x, which means I could get the top one to be a positive 4x to eliminate. So in order to do that, we're going to multiply the top one by negative 4, because a negative times a negative will give us a positive. And we're going to distribute it to every single term in that question. And then I'm going to write it off to the side. So all of our signs are going to change. I'm going to have positive 4x, positive 8y equals positive 16. And then the bottom one did not change, so we're just going to rewrite that over. Hi, friend from old school. And now we're going to combine them together. So as we see, the x's eliminate, yay. And we have 8y minus 1y. That's going to give us 7y. And then we have 16 plus 19 is 35. Then to get y alone, we're going to divide by 7. So we get a value of y equals 5. Now that we know what y is, I'm going to pick one of the original equations to plug back in to solve for x. And again, it does not matter which one. So I'm just going to choose the top one because why not? And again, I like to rewrite that original first and then plug in. So we get negative x minus 10 equals negative 4. We're going to add that 10 over. So we get negative x equals positive 6. Now, x is technically not alone here. Remember, there's like a little 1 there, so we're going to divide each side by negative 1 to get x equals negative 6. And again, I want you to write your answer in that XY format, so we get negative 6, 5. Awesome. Sorry for all the technical difficulties in that stream. I don't know why I keep bumping this wire, but I am. So if you have any other questions, feel free to join me during my office hours from 10 to 11 via Zoom. The Zoom link is on that homework PDF, which is found in your class materials file. So if you go into Teams and you click Files and then go into class materials, you'll see all the information that you're going to need. It'll tell you when the next streams are. Your next video stream is going to be Friday, I believe at 12:15, but I'll post that just to be safe. And again, your homework is in Delta Math. So have an awesome day. Where's the button? I can't find the ending one. End scene. There we go. Now I'm signing off. Have a fabulous day. Thanks again for joining.